Hi everybody, today we're having a guest come in and we're going to ask her a few questions. This is Bontrager of Land Title. So we're hoping that she'd come in and just answer a few questions about title insurance.
Well, Kim, thanks for being here. First question I want to ask is, what does title insurance do? I know that there's a couple different types. There's an owner's title insurance and a lender's title insurance. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Well, title insurance is a very important part to the real estate transaction. So when you go to actually buy a property, how do you know that the seller selling you that property actually owns it?
Right.
Well, that's what title insurance is. So we have an owner's title insurance policy that will help protect you as a homeowner to make sure that when you receive that title, it's actually your property. And we also have a lender's title insurance policy, and that will protect the lender and the lien position that that lender's in. They want to make sure that they are hopefully in first position and sometimes second if agreed upon. That's what title insurance will do, is it's going to protect you for a one-time premium for past defects that have maybe happened on title.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about why it's necessary.
Well, it's a great question to be asking, because title insurance is important. As you look at a home, it can be bought and sold many times in the past, and so you have a lot of different homeowners. So your chain of title is going to be buyer, seller many times, and you want to make sure that there's no break in that chain of title. So we'll go back many years, make sure that everything was deeded over well. In fact, we find that 1/3 of all searches that we do have some sort of defect on the title. And so we need to make sure all that's clear before you actually go to the closing table.
Kim, how does title insurance work?
Sure. Well, once we receive the property address, so whether you're refining or purchasing a property, that title department will actually go through and research many years back the chain of title, making sure that, drawing it to this current homeowner, making sure that they own the property. Through that research, we will then issue what's called a title commitment. On that commitment, you're going to have an exceptions page, and this is going to be things about the property that we don't need to clear up before you go to the closing table, but it's important to know before you purchase the home. An example might be an easement. Perhaps your neighbors share the driveway, and they need to go over your property in order to get home. And so you're going to have to agree upon that, make sure you make an educated decision, you're okay with that.
Right.
And then there's a requirements page, and this is things that have to be cleared up before you go to the closing table. These are going to be existing liens. Perhaps there was a remodel from a past homeowner that never paid a contractor, local and state taxes. Those types of things are going to be on this exceptions page. So then once you sit down at the closing table and all those things are taken care of, the owner's policy and the lender's policy will be issued. And you want to keep that in a safe place, because again, shall someone come knocking on that door, you have that title insurance policy for the company to back you monetarily, and then any legal defenses as well that would arise from that.
Right. So tell us why,
Yeah.
what's important about choosing a title company?
Yeah, and it's such a great question, because you're right. Not all title companies are the same, and so there are some really important questions that you really need to be asking. Buying a home is one of the biggest investments people make. You hear that over and over again. So wanting to know, is your money safe? Asking about the internal procedures and controls of a title insurance company, the segregation of duties of the closer, and really making sure that your wire can't be transferred into somebody else's bank account.
Yeah.
And there's a local case here, and you can Google it. It happened here in Parker with a local title insurance company where the wire was taken over to Russia. Another thing too is my investment protected. So we talk about what an insurance policy is once you have it in your hands, but what sort of an underwriter is your title insurance company working with? Would they be able to come forward and pay the claim if a claim arises?
Right.
There's a third party called Demotech. It rates title insurance companies. You can go online, see the rating of an underwriter, so that's a really great resource for you.
Right.
And I think another one that I really believe in strongly as well is my title insurance company, locally owned and operated. There are so many different legal things across the nation, and so really having the knowledge base, knowing the local market is important. And there's a lot of really great national reputable title insurance companies, but you'll really find that a lot of their title work is actually put overseas. They outsource.
Okay.
And so keeping your money local, if that's important to you, would be a good question to ask.
Right.
Yeah.
When it comes to like land title, are they the actual underwriter, or are they like an insurance agency that,
Sure.
you know, because like when you go to a car insurance, you're going to go to an agent, and that agent represents a company that does the actual insurance.
Absolutely.
Is that, I mean, how does that work with Land Title or anybody else?
Sure. Well, there are typically a lot of agencies set up where there is an underwriter like Old Republic or First American, and then we would be the local agent. And we actually are a little bit of both.
Okay.
So we technically have 3 underwriters, one of which two of which I just mentioned, and the third is ourselves.
Okay.
So we actually have our own in-house underwriter as well. So we have a little bit of everything.
Part of that control
Yeah.
there. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
Well, that's a lot of really good information, so thank you so much for taking the time to share that with us.
Yeah.
So again, this is Kim Bontrager with Land Title, Mark Affman and Joel Hauer with the Affman Home Loan Group of Universal Lending. And thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something new about title today.
And feel free to contact us if you have any questions. Thank you.